My name is Jerica Baker. I'm a student in EDM 310 at the University of South Alabama. Today, I will be interviewing Ms.Knight, a fourth grade teacher at East Central Upper Elementary, about project-based learning. I had Ms. Knight when I was in third grade. Ms. Knight, how do you feel about project-based learning?
I love project-based learning, and I've used it more in the past 2 or 3 years when the Common Core standards came into play. And we try to work in groups at least once a day in my classroom. Sometimes we'll work in groups the whole time. Sometimes we break into groups for 30 or 45 minutes. But I love project-based learning, and I think it really engages the kids and gets them active and takes their thinking to a higher level.
So you do think it engages students so they learn more?
Yes, they're able to interact with their peers. Um, they are able to learn social skills like learning how to work in a group and learning how to work with different people and take on responsibility within a group. And it's really interesting as I walk around and listen to them as they bounce their ideas off of each other. And they'll pick up on little clues and ways to remember things that I haven't even thought of. So it's really interesting to watch them interact.
So you said you do have your kids work in groups every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think that's a great way for kids to learn things and retain information.
Yes.
Like you said, they're very creative, and we learn something from them every day. We're teachers, we don't know everything,
That's right.
and we have to learn from our students, unfortunately. So what are some examples that you do in your classroom, like group work-wise or project-wise?
Okay, we do once a day for about 25 minutes, we do an intervention time called RIT time, and the kids are broken into ability-based groups, and they do activities that are differentiated instruction for the level that they're on, which I have inclusion this year. So my inclusion kids come in for RIT time, and I think it's good for them because it gives them that social interaction. But we do a writing center, we do a spelling center, we work on comprehension, anything that they're struggling with. It gives me the opportunity to pull a small group at a time to my table so I can work one-on-one with them. And then we do a lot of projects affiliated with our stories, whatever story we're doing. Like, for example, this week our story was about whales. So they're doing research in groups about whales and dolphins and other marine mammals. So it gives them a chance to get in a small group, go to the computer, work with the iPads, and do some research. And basically any opportunity, anything that can work well in a group, I try to do in a group setting.
Okay. I have a couple more questions for you. So you said you do have an iPad, and I see you have 4 computers over there.
Yes.
So is that where your kids do their research at, or do they do it in the library?
We have 4 classroom computers, and then I have 2 iPads that I got through a grant last year. We use those as much as we can. Unfortunately, with 20 kids, it's not enough. We do have access to our school-wide labs. We can schedule times to go in and take our class so that every child has a computer. And that's just recently started, so I look forward to taking them to do research so they can all sit at a computer and follow along as we're doing research. They do have access to the library, and I take them to the public library also to check out books. And if we're doing a project, we go to the public library and pick out some books so we can use those. And then I try to incorporate technology as much as I can with limited resources.
Okay. Have you ever thought about doing a class blog?
No, and actually, well, I would like to do it, but you're the one that introduced me to it, so I think it sounds like a really neat idea, and I'd like to learn more about it.
Yes, it's very awesome. I think it's a great way that parents can see what their kids are doing. Even though you don't really have a lot of computers or iPads, some downtime they could
Definitely.
work on their blog. It's a great way to work on writing,
Mm-hmm.
reading. They could connect with teachers and students all around the world. And like I said, it's a great way for their parents, to see what they're doing and how they're learning.
That's really, really neat. I like that.
All right, this is Miss Knight, and thank you.